Hi guys, welcome to this short episode of update. I just want to do a short video to update on the US indexes and also some of the major stocks which carried the US market rally recently. Okay, so we start off with the NASDAQ. So I think in few previous of my case study videos where I started with the index first, I did mention that there is a head and shoulders forming, and I think it is already materializing lah. Okay, I think it is already happening. There is some support over around here, which also happens to be the area where it formed a neckline previously. Okay, if you really look at the neckline, this should be the neckline lah. Okay, about 14700, 14692, this zone. Okay, this should be the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so it has already broken through actually here with a very bearish candle over here, and it's actually trying to rebound back lah, okay, from the support, but it doesn't really look very encouraging, okay, in my opinion. So we wait to see whether it will continue going down or not. So if the head and shoulders pattern do materialize, we are looking at about a 8 to 10% correction from the breakdown point. Okay, so if let's say we take a 8 to 10% correction from, let's say, this point, maybe we'll have about a 15 to 16% correction. Okay, it's quite common lah. Okay, but this is a major reversal chart pattern. Looking at the Dow Jones, is quite similar also, just that the neckline for the Dow Jones 30 chart is not a straight line as what you see in the NASDAQ. Okay, so it has also kind of like broken down, and you see it's kind of water falling after it breaks down. Because once it breaks the neckline, it's actually quite bad lah. Okay, if you want to know more on chart patterns, maybe you can drop a comment or maybe let me know. Maybe you can keep that for an episode next time. Okay, and then this is the S&P 500. Okay, despite you see it's like, you know, just 0.7, but it has already broken the neckline. This is same as the NASDAQ lah. Okay, the neckline is already broken right over here. So you can see that it broke the neckline, then attempted to go back higher but cannot, and then the next day it's a hammer over here, but it's not it didn't really materialize lah. Okay, it actually continued falling with a very big candle over here, yes, which is yesterday, and then today also it attempted to rebound, but then it failed lah. Okay, so similar to the NASDAQ, if let's say it does correct, we are looking at about a 6%, 5 to 6% correction from the breakdown, okay, from the neckline. So if we look at it as a whole, then it will be about 11 to 12% correction lah. Okay, and then for the Russell 2000, I think it's already on its way there. I think it moved earlier compared to the other three major indexes, because this is like the small cap one lah. Same like the Malaysian market, the small cap one usually moves faster. Okay, coming to the KLCI index, I don't think there's much, you know, it's just kind of like sideways over here, but it's failing to form any sort of higher highs along the way. Okay, you can see it's like kind of like this. Okay, nothing much to comment on lah. Okay, nothing much I see. For the small cap index, I still see it's going up like this, but if you look at it, it looks more like it's correcting at the moment lah. Okay, so this is what I don't really like to see, which is kind of like a V-shaped recovery. Okay, so when you have a V-shaped recovery like this, it makes your support difficult to find. Okay, so if let's say you don't have a V-shaped recovery, if let's say like this, you know, go down, then it slowly comes down, it's like a U. Okay, then you know that it's quite near, you know, this is like your support. Okay, so and then you can see it comes up here, then forms another U, then breaks out. Okay, then it consolidates, come back down, can go up. So what happens when you have a V? It's not to say it's not good, it's just not something favored by me lah. Okay, so when you have a V like this, okay, it's a sharp kind of correction, a pullback, and then it goes back up. Your actual support is just here, so it's quite far. So if let's say the stock or the index were to drop, it's quite far before the stock on the index can find support and, you know, attempt to rebound. So that is, you know, one of the reasons why I don't like a V rebound lah. Okay, and then moving to the Hang Seng Index, it has already broken, it has already formed a new low. Okay, actually if you look at the like a channel from here to here, we can just test and draw it. Parallel channel. If we just look at the index from here to here, you can see it's already starting to form even lower lows. Okay, lower high over here, and then here it's already lower low. This one may come to about here before attempting to go higher lah. Okay, usually they do move in a channel. Okay, so it's not looking good. China index is kind of being supported over here. I think China government is pumping in a lot of stimulus into the market in attempts to save the market lah. Okay, it wants to kind of like push the market up. I think China has kind of started QE. Okay, and then the Nikkei index is also not doing very well lah. Okay, it's also sideways, but you can see, you know, the candles are quite big. It's quite bad lah. Okay, oil. I think there are some news about oil, which any news that you see is going to tighten supply means it's going to increase demand, and when you increase the demand, the price of oil will increase. Okay, for Malaysians, I think increase in oil price is good for the economy. This is what I heard previously. I'm not so good in the economy side lah. Okay, so that is the update for indexes. We can just have a look at some of the major stocks which actually carried the market previously. Okay, we start with Apple. Okay, we have a look at Apple. It is already not forming any sort of higher highs. Okay, or higher lows for the fact. Okay, you can see that it reached here, came down, it cannot even hit back the downtrend line. Okay, and you know, there's some gap down. It didn't even close the gap when it's going lower. Okay, despite the news on iPhone 15, people are queuing and all those kind of news coming in, the stock is not going up. Okay, so you know it's not going to be good already lah. Okay, and you see the volume and the candle which came on Tuesday is not looking good at all. Okay, the volume is high. Okay, we have a small case here. Okay, this is just for you to learn. You can see the candle over here. Okay, these two days candle, Friday and Monday, they are green candles, but you see it's low volume. Okay, and then come to the red candle over here is high volume. So what does it tell you? High volume is usually by big hands lah. Okay, we call them sharks, IBs, okay, bankers, fund managers, whatever it is. They are big funds. Okay, so small volume is always regarded as retailers. Okay, we always regard when there's a small volume push up, it may not be a real one because it's mostly maybe just retailers. Okay, so over here you can see that the push up is actually small volume, while the push down is actually of high volume. We are yet to see what volume is today lah. Okay, because I'm literally doing it live while the market is on, so I don't know what the volume is going to become. We have to wait and see lah. Okay, so this is Apple. It's already not looking good lah. You can already see, we just look at it from here, you can already see it's not really going up. Okay, you can see it's already starting to come down, and it has already formed its first lower high, and it has already formed its first lower low. So okay, the hot stock was NVDA. Let's have a look. Okay, so if we look at NVDA, it had a very crazy rally. Okay, from here. Okay, there was, like, you know, news on AI and stuff like that, so it kind of pushed NVIDIA up very high. Okay, but you need to take note that NVIDIA, when it reached about this zone of about 481, this zone, you can already see there's a lot of resistance coming. Okay, and how you see it is actually like this. You see here there is one candle, then here attempted again, cannot, and then here there's so many, you know, candles above. Okay, subsequently it came up to about here. Okay, and the next day it gapped up and closed down. Okay, so if we read this candlestick, it actually indicates that it closed over here 46972. It actually opened at 481. That means it opened above the resistance, but it was sold down badly on that day. Okay, you can see it came back down and closed at about 456. Okay, and subsequently the QR came out, you know, and then there was a gap up in the stock and stuff like that. Okay, fine. The stock opened at all-time high 502, but it was sold down back to 471. Okay, it's like a 6% lah. Okay, so it's already not looking good already. Okay, for the stock to do that. So, and then subsequently, you know, it came back up here. So just have a look at here, like what I just told you just now. Look at the volume here. The volume selling is so high, it's about what, 115. You just look at this area over here on the left side. it's about 115 million, okay, and subsequently the rally, you know, of going up is only about 70 million. So what does it tell you? It tells you that there is not so much of a big hand coming in, okay, and then here there's like no more energy to go up. There's not much volume for you also, okay, there's not much energy for the stock to go up anymore, and then it comes down, okay. So NVIDIA, I mean, if you compare with Apple just now, of course NVIDIA still looks good lah, still looks better, but personally I don't think it's doing that well lah, okay. You need to be quite careful lah. It's moving something like this, okay. I believe it will have a short rebound up before coming down lah, okay. So that's semiconductor. We have a look at AMD. AMD didn't really carry it up, but they kind of come from the same sector, so let's just have a look. Okay, AMD, actually if we invert the chart, you will see it's something like a volume contractility pattern, but towards down, okay. So it's not looking good also lah, okay. Let's just remove this and see. Okay, so this one is something similar to Apple, but I think it happened much earlier. You can see it's already forming lower highs, and here also going lower lows lah, okay. So it's already not looking good for the tech side, okay. What else? I think Meta was also very good, okay. So you can see the same characteristics in Meta. It's also going lower, okay, but this one looks not bad lah, okay. There's still some kind of support for Meta. Meta, I don't think the direction is confirmed yet, okay, despite here like this, okay. You need to see whether it breaks up from this level of about 31313, okay. If it breaks up, there may be just a consolidation, a pullback, and it goes higher, but seemingly it looks more like it's going to do something like this lah, okay, seemingly. But this is just like, you know, what I anticipate lah, okay. So what else? We have Amazon. I think Amazon had some news, some lawsuit, over here. We dragged the stock down quite badly, but actually, okay, you look at the news only came out here, but the stock has already been going up here, okay. And if you look at it, it has already started coming down from here itself, which is mid of September, and now it's about end of September. So I don't know whether I want to say it was already expected or not, but it's already coming down lah, in tandem with the other giant tech companies, okay. So what else? I think these are the few main ones. Tesla. Okay, Tesla is something similar. You can see over here. You can see this is like the high, and then this is like the first low, then this lower high, and then this is a lower low, this is a lower high, and it may just continue to form lah. I mean, it hasn't happened, but it doesn't look like it's coming back to about this 300 zone lah. Okay, it couldn't actually break out from this 300 zone, and if you are wondering why, yes, it is actually about a resistance level, but why it picked 300, for me, I think it's more of psychological lah. Okay, humans tend to prefer round numbers compared to a random odd number. Okay, so here also you can see it's already a lower high, and possibly another lower low lah. So it may just be something like this. Okay, it may lah. Okay, so this is just a short update I want to give, because looking at the US market, it doesn't look very good, especially on the index side. So this is just a educational video as a precaution now. Okay, it's very good. It's going to be a very good case study if, let's say, we look at it and see whether it materializes or not. Okay, so this is a head and shoulders, and if it materializes, it may go much lower. Okay, kind of happened in Dow Jones and also S&P 500 lah. Okay, but the NASDAQ one is kind of supporting. I think throughout the year, since the AI boom in NVIDIA, NASDAQ hasn't really been in tandem with the Dow Jones and also S&P 500. Okay, so you see like here, okay, and then here, but US is like up. Okay, from December 22, you see over here is sideways and going down. Okay, when the S&P is like December, it's sideways and then it went up here. Okay, so because of the AI boom, it actually carry the NASDAQ much higher. Okay, so it's going to be something interesting to see. if this head and shoulders materializes lah. Okay, so disclaimer, it's not a buy or sell call, it's not a long or short call as well. It's just an overview of what's happening to the index from the US side especially, and the major stocks that were kind of carrying the market previously lah. Okay, so there's no buy or sell call. If you require a buy or sell call, or you would like to long or short, please look for your license remisier lah. Okay, so that'll be all for today's episode. Thank you, bye bye.
If you liked this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos.